Well, this one comes to us out of the cesspool that is Portland, Oregon, by the way. Police bring the closure to a long unsolved mystery involving the death of a newborn that was found at a recycling facility. In a breakthrough announcement, Portland police reported the resolution of this decades-old case involving the mysterious death of a newborn born on May 28th of 2013. The infant, who was later named Baby Precious, was discovered by workers at a recycling facility. The child's demise has been ruled as a homicide by the medical examiner, but the identity of Baby Precious has remained an enigma for almost a decade now. The infant was found full-term with her umbilical cord still attached. According to the initial press release from the police, the child was believed to be of African-American or biracial descent. The trail to Baby Precious' tragic end went cold for several years. However, hope was renewed in 2019 when the case was taken up by the Portland Police Cold Case Unit. Detective Brendan McGuire took charge and made an effort to uncover the mystery by sending DNA samples to a forensic laboratory. Despite their endeavors, the results didn't yield any leads in 2019. It was in 2021 that McGuire stumbled upon a potential family connection. Interestingly, this connection has been made by a relative who had submitted their DNA anonymously. Fast forward to 23, a significant development brought clarity to the case. Detectives successfully identified Baby Precious's parents. The child was named Amara. On September 18th, I don't know the name of this county, Multnomah County grand jury indicted Alanis Omar Oliver, Amara's father. Oliver, 53, faces charges of 2 counts of second-degree manslaughter, 2 counts of first-degree criminal mistreatment, third-degree rape, and concealing the birth of an infant. 3 days later, on September 21st, Oliver was arrested. As per jail records, bail stands at $100,000. The revelations regarding the circumstances surrounding Amara's birth and subsequent death are quite alarming. This is reported by the Oregonian Live. The third-degree rape charges against Oliver emerged from the fact that he had a sexual relationship with Amara's mother, who was 15 at the time.
Oh, there it is.
And he was in his 40s. Oliver had been accused of not allowing Amara's mother to available medical care during her pregnancy or provide the newborn with adequate food, physical care, or medical attention post-birth. According to reports, Amara's mother gave birth in Oliver's apartment. She was under the impression that Oliver had taken the baby to a hospital for her to be placed in state custody. Oliver, however, had a different account. He informed officials that baby Amara ceased breathing while he was on his way to the hospital. Consequently, he made the heart-wrenching decision to abandon her in a recycling bin.
Oh.
Because when you're rushing a child to the hospital and they don't survive, of course, the next thought is recycling bin.
So this happened in 2013. CPR and, resuscitation, that wasn't new in 2013.
No.
You could have pulled over and tried to revive the baby, call 911 on your smartphone because those existed then.
Recycling bin. Yeah. The most tragic part of the narrative it lies with the mother's belief. As per McGuire, the mother had remained under the impression that her child had been safely taken to a hospital. Learning about the true fate of her child has obviously been devastating. The news really sort of devastated this family, said McGuire. Because obviously it's nearly 10 years later, so the mom is now mid-20s, and he's 53, and now she's just learning that the daughter that she thought that she gave up, was thrown into a recycling bin by her rapist boyfriend.
Oh, it's horrible. I can't imagine. I mean, she is experiencing loss back then and being assaulted and things like that. And then to learn, 12 years later, 13 years later, that the baby, 12.
Yeah.
11 math. But to learn that the baby, you're not going to have that, reunion with your daughter at some point that you might have had. It's not possible. How devastating.
Well, it's wonderful that he's finally been caught after all these years. What gets me is these relationships that exist out there like this, and people see them and people know that they're going on, and nothing fucking happens until something horrible happens. It's these older men preying on these young teenage girls And it happens all the time. And I mean, this is quite an extreme one where he was in his 40s onto the 15. Maybe it's not extreme by a lot of standards, but I'm thinking just back to being like in junior high. And I remember some of the girls, typically it was ones that were not in the greatest, home situations, looking for some sort of, survival or someone to care about them. And then they'd have these guys that were like at least in their 20s, sometimes maybe older. And you just saw them. It's like, oh, well, that's their boyfriend. And they're all proud of it, too, at the time because they got an older man or something. It wasn't just another teenager. And it's like, these are predators. These are fucking predators. And they're all over the place. And this stuff goes on all the time. And I guarantee you, it's not that hard to find these people and look into what the fuck they're doing. Because a lot of this stuff goes on out in the open. And I'm sure people knew that this was, who the baby's father was and all that for that whole pregnancy. And nothing gets done. Nothing happens. Nobody stepped in and said, let's get you the fuck out of this situation. It's just, it's sickening. We have so little seeming humanity for people that are in bad situations, but we want to control all of their bad situations in terms of, should they have the kid? Should they not have the kid? But we don't give a fuck what happens to the kid once you have the kid. And we don't really give a fuck what happens to you right now in this horrible situation because you got yourself into it. She's fucking 15 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And my curiosity is, so she gave birth in this guy's apartment.
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem weird? She's 15. I mean, I know a lot of kids are possibly homeless and things like that. I wonder if it was a situation like that where she was kicked out of her home. She didn't have a place. This was all she had. It'd just be interesting to know what her background was.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing not a very safe home, not a very balanced home. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, there's one-offs sometimes where it's all good and, they go haywire. But I'm gonna put some guesses here that not probably the best upbringing, that this was what she thought was the best thing at that moment in time. And she's 15. 15-year-olds, every one of them, dumb. I was one too. You're just not smart at 15. Yeah. You're an idiot at 15. And so to think that, well, they can make good, they're 15. No, they can't. They can't make good decisions. You'll get some out of them sometimes, but you'll get a lot of idiotic ones too. Because they're 15.
Don't have the life experience to make a wise decision. It's not that they're stupid. They just don't have the life experience. That's just the way it is. As you get older, you become a little more wise. At 15, you don't know shit.
Well, that's what that is not having, you're not smart if you don't, and it's not your fault. You're just dumb when you're young. That's how it is. You get more life experience. Hopefully you grow from it and learn from it. A lot of people don't, but that's usually just kind of how it works its way up. But it's sickening to see how this went on for that long and nothing was said, nothing was done. And this is the monster that did this. I can't even imagine. It doesn't seem fucking human. That's the thing.
No.
We were talking about just the other day, and we were airing the trial, the closing and the sentencing of Taylor Schabusiness in Green Bay, Wisconsin the other day. And the judge really walked right up to the line of saying, I don't think you're human, by the way that she was acting, because these are not human tendencies or traits. These are not things that are ingrained in us to do like this. But somehow people are acting very much like animals and zombies these days.
Yes.
And we're just kind of like, well, that's, bad parenting. I don't know. I mean, it's that case, too, the Taylor Schabusiness one where she was wearing the underwear on her head the other day.
I
you got to watch that.
I sent you a picture, a snapshot of that. And I'm like, dude, you got to see this, man.
The way she reacted to the court when you could see her mouth, her smirks, her smiling to these horrible, horrible images of what she did to that man. Evil, just evil. I don't know any other way to describe it. And you can make an argument that she's possessed, but there are just evil people and they need to be eradicated. This happens to be one of them as well. Not the mom. The mom was an innocent victim here, but this guy, the world will be a better place the day he is 8 feet under the ground.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.